Welcome to a wet and windy Knockhill racing circuit for the penultimate round of the Celtic Speed Scottish Mini Cooper Cup. Pole position sees the experienced man, probably the most experienced man on the grid, Ian Munro, on pole position in what was an absolutely soaking wet qualifying session. Kim, if you go around that side, he's going to open the window up for you there. And I'll just let our camera come on that side. Ian, I've just called you the most experienced man on the grid, and I think you probably are, and in the wet conditions this morning it shows.
Yeah, it could well be. Yeah, wet, it was good. It was close this morning. I did get a bit lucky on the last lap, but I have to take it, eh? So it's going well. Hopefully I can just run away into the distance and they all fight behind me.
That's what everybody wants. Championship-wise, it's not looking that great. You've had some really bad luck and some massive DNFs and all the rest of it. So you're not out thinking about a championship. You're purely here just for taking trophies home.
Yeah, that's it. We've had too many problems through the year. Made too many silly mistakes, so quick but inconsistent. So yeah, just go on and have fun, really.
Enjoy.
Cheers.
Let's keep moving. Second place, Dylan O'Donnell blows hot and cold so much. I think he's got his window open. Yes, he does. So the camera can go on that side. These guys are really paranoid about keeping windows closed because if the water gets in the car, it tends to steam up a bit. So I won't keep you long, Dylan. Championship's not really working for you. You've had some massively inconsistent weekends, but when it's going well, you're right at the front.
Yeah, I've had a few disappointing weekends, but today is nothing to lose. We're sitting second, so we'll keep pushing.
You've got people battling for the championship in around you, but it's nice not to have that pressure, isn't it? It doesn't really matter what happens, but if the chance for the win's there, you're obviously going to grab it.
Yeah, of course.
Have you won outright yet? Yeah, once, haven't you?
Once at the start of the season.
Make it two?
Yeah.
Let's keep going. Robbie DALGLEISH in the hunt for the championship. This is one of the guys that needs to finish this race. Robbie, first of all, lucky to be here. I heard you flew back from the hurricane yesterday.
Hey, yeah, I just got back yesterday from Mexico, so I had a hurricane on one side of me and then an earthquake the other side of Mexico, so yeah, made it home.
Yeah, lucky to be here, but this is going to be a similar thing for the next 10 minutes here. You've got two guys ahead of you on the grid that don't care about finishing, they just want to win. You've got a championship to think about. It's a long shot to beat Morgan Murray, but you're only 9 points off a second.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not looking to come second, I'm going for the win. I'm going to try win on track as well. I feel pretty confident in the wet. I was behind Ian in qualifying and I was quite comfortable sitting behind him, to be honest, and I see he's on pole, so I think I've got a bit more to give here, so fingers crossed.
Good luck.
Thanks.
One more. Championship leader. I'm going to call him runaway championship leader. We think it's 43 points to the good in this championship. Morgan, I feel for you. I've been here, wet race, load of jokers around you that don't have a championship to think about and don't particularly care. You've got to get to the finish. It's a horrible situation sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not ideal, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, we'll just go out and see what we can do.
Are you at the stage of settling?
No, I want 3 wins. I want 3 wins the next round as well. I'm not going to get bullied just because I'm top of the points. I'm not going to get bullied about it.
But the nice thing is you can afford a DNF. I mean, you don't want one, nobody wants one, but the gap you've got, you can afford one, but you can't really afford it in race 1.
Yeah, no, I can't really. No DNFs. 100% no DNFs.
Yeah, but it's not the same pressure as only 20-point lead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, we've got a good point lead. I'm delighted with it. We've got a good start of the championship at the start of the year there, and we just need to keep it going till the very end.
What you've got to remember as well, Mark, who's lying second in this championship, albeit 43 points back, is 2-3 positions behind you.
Yeah. Usually Mark, he said himself, he's not really good at qualifying. He was up second in qualifying before the red flag came out. And obviously just couldn't keep it consistent in the last couple of laps in qualifying there. So yeah, I'm kind of gutted for him because it's not like him to get so far up in the grid.
Good luck. I kind of feel like you deserve this championship now.
Oh, cheers, Joe. Thanks.
Let's do one more. Kyle REID, guest driver, kind of. He works offshore, so he misses a lot of races. But when you're here, Kyle, it normally goes pretty well, and you normally take at least 1 win and cause loads and loads of drama. Qualifying pole position till the end, came in, went back out, dithered round, and ended up 5th.
Yeah, got a bit unlucky, to be honest. Came round, I seen the checkered flag. My lap time was reading red, so I didn't even bother completing the lap. And everybody went quick on the last lap. A bit of a shame, but there's definitely pace in the car this weekend. The new engine is starting to come in, so I'll be just pushing forward here.
Good luck.
Thank you.
And with that, I'll hand it to Richard. Minis, race number 1 in the rain. What more could you ask for?
Cheers, Joe. Yeah, it's going to be a blinder, isn't it? Kyle REID 5th on the grid, ahead of him Ian Munro, Dylan O'Donnell and Robbie DALGLEISH, plus Morgan Murray. Alongside Kyle is Dominic WHEATLEY, then it's Mark Geraghty and John Duncan, row 4. Row 5, Chris Reid and Michael Weddle. Mike Courts and Ross Wilkinson, row 6. Callum King and Hannah Chapman next from Adam Kindness and Ross McComb. Taylor Shandon, Charlie Martin, all lady row 9. Craig Blake and Craig Dillon. Next up from Chris Blackhall and Johnny Dreeland, Simon Holderness and Andrew Bell complete a 24-car grid. Another excellent entry here. Entries being kept up. It's a great championship. Drivers still want to come in and take part in this fabulous championship. Despite the weather, we have to say. Difficult conditions, lighting sequence, complete lights out, and away we go. Front row, Ian Munro in yellow, Dylan O'Donnell in black and red. Robbie DALGLEISH and Moggs Murray are on row 2. Murray in white has got ahead and up into 3rd place. Kyle Reid, I think, is in 4th place. Side by side they go down Duffers for the first time. There's Dominic Wheatley up ahead of Mark Geraghty. Geraghty in the 67 car running 2nd in the championship. Wide line there from O'Donnell. Few cars in fact going out into the gravel, but thankfully having forward momentum they all carry on. And that's Ross Wilkinson having a little moment, rides the curbs, that's going to put him off, but keeps it going and comes through the gravel. Good recovery there, because he could have ended up in the tyre wall, and he'll be grateful to be back on, albeit a little bit further down the grid. But look at this superb sight as they come out of Clark on this first lap. The spray is so difficult to deal with. Munro, though, is going to have the advantage. Through shot goes Craig Blake. This is the run down into the hairpin, and then they climb uphill for the end of the first lap. As you can see, actually the spray not too bad from our onboard camera, so things potentially could, of course, get worse as we go down into Duffers, running the traditional way after our reverse meeting. But look at the progress Kyle Reid is making. Reid now past Dylan O'Donnell in the 33 and up into 2nd. Kyle Reid is on a complete mission here. From 5th place on the grid, Joe described that he was leading the qualifying session for much of that, and he's really showing the pace here. He's up into P2. Ian Munro being challenged. Munro, of course, we've seen take pole positions before, but we've got a safety car because off the circuit is Ross Wilkinson. So you can see the wave, Joe. We can see them from the camera. Whether the drivers can in these very wet conditions, of course, is another matter. But this gives Kyle Reid a 2nd start. So Reid is probably, I mean, it's not like Ian Munro's got, oh, we've got a car going off. I think hard on the brakes. So, well, it's all happening. I think the safety car, though, is for Ross Wilkinson. Kyle Reid going from right to left and back again just to keep some heat in the tyres. I think everybody has checked up. There's the recovery. So it is Ross Wilkinson, the Edinburgh-based driver, running in the newcomers category this year. And Ross with just one retirement to his name so far, which was round 6 of the championship. He's been very consistent, Ross Wilkinson, but first lap, whether that was first lap bunching or otherwise, I don't know. You can see the car a little bit damaged. We're getting ready for the restart. Look at Kyle Reid. That is pose, isn't it? Looking very wide on the outside line, but it's Ian Munro in yellow who will control the start how he wants to. Immediately behind is Dylan O'Donnell in 3rd place, followed by Robbie DALGLEISH, and the surprise is that Morgan Murray is a fair way back as we go green. Keep your eyes on Kyle Reid, who looks like he's in an aggressive mood here and wants to try and go for the lead. They come down into Duffers. It is Munro and Kyle Reid that are breaking away from the rest of the pack now. Remember, Kyle Reid started in 5th place. Look at that attacking line into McIntyre's, down into Butchers, trying to get his nose in front. Sideways moment on there for Dylan O'Donnell, who's going to lose out, and going through on the inside line now is Hartlepool man Dominic Wheatley. So Wheatley goes up a position. Morgan Murray having a look through on the inside line as well, the championship leader. Moggs goes through. Here's the other on board from the car that he's just passed. So Murray making progress, and as Joe described, 43-point championship lead from Mark Geraghty, and in fact the door's opening up. There is Geraghty going through, and it looks like a problem, doesn't it, here for Dylan O'Donnell. He's going backwards at a fast rate of knots, not what he wanted at all. And Dylan O'Donnell, who is 8th, or was 8th in the championship, pulls the car up to safety as the race leaders go across the line once again. And Ian Munro under a lot of pressure here from Kyle Reid, twice a winner There is Dylan out of the car, and no damage done. Dylan, of course, a race winner here in round 3 of the championship. Kyle Reid trying everything, but interestingly, Robbie DALGLEISH closing in at the moment in 3rd place, and Robbie 3rd in the championship standings as well. Ian Munro is 6th in the table, and here's the view from Kyle Reid, who's chasing the pole position man very hard indeed. So it's Munro still out there. Munro taking pole position this weekend, and a bash on the tyre for Johnny Dreelan. That was a heavy impact for Johnny Dreelan, becomes our 3rd retirement of the race. Ross Wilkinson, Dylan O'Donnell, and now Johnny Dreelan out of the race. And that was a massive back. Just goes to show how the circuit can bite. Very slippery, so easy for a driver to lose control, and sadly Dreelan's race is over. I'm not sure if that's going to mean another safety car, as the race leaders now, it's a trio, because closing up, Robbie DALGLEISH has caught the leading battle. Morgan Murray coming under a bit of pressure, and you can see how difficult visibility is from a pit wall camera, but they come down into Duffus again. This is probably good news for Ian Munro, because Robbie DALGLEISH should be piling the pressure here on Kyle Reid in 2nd place, but we'll see what Reid can do. Look at DALGLEISH all over the back of him at the moment. Morgan Murray's still going in a reasonable point scoring position. Marshall's attending to Johnny Dreelan, and well, it's on the inside, so maybe not a safety car, but the danger is if a car's already gone off on the inside, another one could join it at some point, so there will be consideration given to perhaps having a safety car. And in fact, as we consider that, we are having a safety car here, and it's 2nd time of asking in this race, with Ian Munro with all the work to do once again from the 2nd place car, Kyle Reid. Join us for more after the break. Welcome back to Knockhill Circuit, and it is retirement for Johnny Dreelan. He is being cleared away, as you can see. 2nd retirement under causing a safety car. First one was Ross Wilkinson. That was also his 2nd retirement of the year. There seems to be a little bit of a theme here as we get going once again. It's going to be a 1-lap dash to the checkered flag, with Ian Munro's led all the way so far, still out front. There's the green flag, and the last lap board going out simultaneously. Kyle Reid in 2nd, again looking very urgent. And he's going to have a look, comes offline, has a look, Munro leaves a gap, and Kyle Reid goes through. Great move by Kyle Reid into the lead on the restart. Ian Munro did a perfect start first time, and Reid immediately defensive going into McIntyre's, heading out to Butcher's now. 3rd position is Robbie DALGLEISH. Robbie's going to take some points away here from Mark Geraghty. Mark Geraghty's down in 7th place at the moment. Fastest lap is with Chris Reid, so the Reid family having a very good time of it here, and it's Kyle Reid out front. Now, can we see Ian Munro hunt him down and try and deny him the win? This is going to be a 14th career win for Kyle Reid, which he's the most successful driver in terms of wins on the grid. It doesn't look like he's going to relinquish it, because he's got a length or so, in fact make that length and a half over the 2nd place car of Ian Munro. Munro will bag an 18th mini podium as they go up the hill, but it's Kyle Reid that takes it. Kyle Reid wins, Ian Munro in 2nd. Robbie DALGLEISH completes the podium here, with Dominic Wheatley grabbing 4th ahead of Chris Reid and Morgan Murray. Filthy conditions here for our first of 3 races. Let's hope that things get a little bit better as the meeting goes on, but here's the result for you. Kyle Reid from Ian Munro and Robbie DALGLEISH, then Dominic Wheatley and Chris Reid. Fastest lap to Chris. Morgan Murray next from Mark Geraghty and Michael Weddle. Mike Courts 9th. Hannah Chapman works up into 10th place. Callum King next from Adam Kindness. Ross McComb, Simon Holderness and Craig Blake ahead of John Duncan, Charlie Martin, Andrew Bell, Chris Blackhall and Taylor Shand in 20th. Non-finishes Craig Dillon, Johnny Dreelan, Dylan O'Donnell and Ross Wilkinson.
Mini race winner Kyle Reid, well done. We have the same discussion. In my opinion, don't take this the wrong way, you mess up in the morning, then you spend all day fixing it. You qualified 5th earlier in the year and won from 5th. You qualified 5th this morning and said to me, oh, I can't win from there, and you did.
You know something, I loved that. I used to hate the rain, but really enjoyed that race, and I felt that I was so much quicker than Ian. Just a couple of times I was pushing him down the back straight, but I just didn't want to make a silly move just in case I took us both out. Ian's a great lad, and I'd hate to damage his car and damage my car. But no, really enjoyed the race. Qualifying this morning, was a bit unlucky. I was sitting first the whole way through, red flag, back out again, and I felt I was controlling it. The last lap I came round, my lap timer was red, so I just pulled into the pits. Everybody went quicker. So there's nothing you can do about it, just come out and get first.
Race 2, you'll be back on the front row with Ian Munro. It's nice that you guys have no championship to think about. Ian's had so much bad luck, he's not in the hunt for it, neither are you. Neither are the guys around you other than Robbie, so it's going to be a fight.
Yeah, hopefully not too much of a fight. I mean, the car's still in good nick. I'd just like to try and go out and get another win. I'd just like to thank my sponsors, William Nicol, Paint Technic, AK System Solutions, Quality Foods. These guys are always great helping out. And most of all to Barry Holmes, set up the car brilliant this morning, and it felt brilliant.
Well done.
Thank you.
Ian, I feel so sorry for you. Led did everything right. I knew Kyle had some serious pace in the wet and he made a mess of qualifying, so I knew he was coming, but I didn't expect that on the last lap.
Yeah, it was annoying. I didn't know it was the last lap, and yeah, I did things a wee bit different on the second restart, and I probably shouldn't have, and then probably didn't get as good a run up the straight, and he just got us into the first corner. And when I saw the checkered flag, I was like, I didn't know that was there. So yeah, a bit annoying, but could be worse.
Car's quick, no damage, and front row for race 2 though.
Yeah, car was quick. I was just defending like mad. I mean, I wasn't really getting a chance to properly go for it there. And when I did get a wee gap, safety car would come out again. So yeah, I don't really know what the pace was like. Just try to keep it on the track and try to keep it behind there. So have to be a bit more attacking next time.
Come out swinging in race 2.
Aye, cheers.
Robbie, a third place, which you're probably not that pleased about, but championship-wise, it does take a bit of points off of Morgan there. He fell back to about 6th-ish, I think, something like that. So you have taken a little chunk off of him.
Yeah, he was 6th. I was watching him in mirrors. Yeah, so as I said, the podium.
And Mark, sorry.
Mark as well, he was 7th.
Yeah, so you'll be up to 2nd now as we do the maths on our feet.
Yeah, just. So it's up to 2nd, but it was a good car, felt okay, but I kind of felt I had a race of my own. I still, once again, felt I had the pace over the two of them. Just safety car came out twice, it kind of ruined the race, to be honest.
Yeah, were you a fan of the one-lap restart?
I'd rather see the checker flag go up.
Yeah, I did like the look of that, but well done.
Thanks very much.
Dom, well done. Newcomers win in the thick of it as well. They're kind of, I feel like everybody settled a little bit in that race. It was really, really dodgy conditions.
Yeah, the conditions were tough. It was a bit of a parade with the safety cars, but there was a couple of gaps where we managed to get a bit of racing, managed to make a few places. But no, it was a good week, a good start of the weekend, and hopefully a couple more spaces up next race. But just like to thank the sponsors, Smith & Graham Solicitors, Shotton's Bathrooms and Kitchens, and Edmec for their support.
Not that you had to read them off the side of the car.
No.
Well done.
Thanks.
Hannah, a fake smile. You're used to winning now after the last weekend. We saw amazing performance. Again, it's still a good performance taking away the Ladies' Cup, but I know you're disappointed in yourself.
I am disappointed. The car's been great all year, and then just this weekend it's decided to throw everything at us. We had a steering rack yesterday, and gearbox went in qualifying today. Not that I'm making excuses, but I am disappointed where I qualified, and I had plenty of laps to get a good time in before my gearbox went, so I'm not blaming it on the car at all. I'm just disappointed. Yeah, I made it up to 10th, but it's quite stressful in the middle of the pack.
It didn't look nice, all the spray and all the rest of it. It's a horrible situation sometimes.
Yeah, there was 2 people fighting in front of me as well, so I didn't want to get tangled up with them. I was hoping they'd maybe get out of the way, but no, I just disappointed, but hopefully move onwards and upwards.
Yep, race 2.
Yep, here we go.
Minis race number 2 and race 1 winner back on pole position. Obviously, it's Kyle Reid. We'll have a really quick chat. Left the door open for you there, Kim, and I'll come around this side. Kyle, busy day. Race 1 win from 5th. This should be a little bit easier, starting at the front.
Yeah, fingers crossed. We'll just try and get the first few corners out the way because it's probably going to be a bit of carnage behind me. And then hopefully just drive my own race.
Similar conditions?
Yeah, so I'll just work away and get my head down, try and get away.
Good luck.
Cheers.
Let's go back. Let's not do our usual. Let's delve in a little deeper. Who have we got? Taylor Shand. Let's speak to Taylor because she's had a dramatic day. If you can keep up this way. Taylor, I wasn't here, but I heard that this car was actually on its roof this morning in qualifying. And then a dramatic race 1. Is this door going to open? Taylor, that door doesn't open very easily. Have you had a few bends in this car today? I just, as I was walking over, I said this has been a dramatic day so far.
Yeah, well, it's definitely not been my best, but it's definitely been a day of first roll. So it could have gone a lot worse because I managed to get out in race 1.
You were so lucky to go a lap down with that safety car with the damage in race 1. You almost made it out.
Well, we almost made it out, but it just seemed to be a lot of flapping about going on in the pit lane. I was like, got up and I was like, please just let me out, please just let me out. But no, it was not happening. So it was the lap down, which is quite annoying. So I did make up a few places, even if I wasn't actually in the race. But oh well.
Good luck.
Thank you.
I'll see if I can close that door. When they go upside down, everything moves and they don't close quite the same. Chris REID, never speak to Chris, but he's always in the hunt. Hopefully that door stays open, Kim. You can go in that side if you leave the door open. And we'll have a chat with Chris. Chris, I just said we never really speak to you, but you're always in the hunt. This is another strong weekend from you, but we talk a lot in between races and you're not happy with your qualifying.
No, it just seems like every qualifying I've just struggle, and it's just a chasing game. Come race time, I seem to do the times, but I don't know, it's just qualifying never works for me.
If you can keep it calm, you can go forward here.
I think so. I think I'm just going to tuck behind Dom, keep on the pressure, hopefully make some mistake and try and get up onto that steps.
Good luck.
Perfect, cheers.
One more, because I want to speak to championship leader Morgan Murray. We had a little chat with Morgan earlier on. If you come this way, I'll open the door for you and I'll let you in that side and I'll go around and have a chat with him. Morgan, quick chat, championship leader. I really feel sorry for you. See, I know this feeling of walking around, you feel sick and horrible and you just want it to go well. You told me you were going for the win, but I think you played a sensible game there.
Yeah, I did. I knew I didn't have a pace, so I kept it. I just thought, let's keep it consistent. I thought I'd maybe have a pace, just being greasy, because I like it greasy, but I knew I didn't have the pace, so I thought I'm just going to keep it consistent and hopefully we can get a top 10 again.
I know you're looking at Mark, who was second in the championship behind you, but don't forget you've got Robbie scoring good points up front.
Yeah, Robbie's taking points off of Mark, which is good. I think I collected 2 points in that last race, I think.
I think Robbie's up to second and he took about 10 off you, I think.
Yeah, we're still 4 to 5 points ahead, which is a bonus, so yeah, keep it consistent for the rest of the weekend and hopefully the last round.
Are you still enjoying it?
Oh, no.
It's not fun, is it?
No, it's not.
Good luck.
Cheers.
And with that, I will hand it to Richard. Minis in the Rain, race number 2, coming your way.
Thanks, Joe. Kyle Reid starts on pole with Ian Munro. They resume battle. Then it's Robbie DALGLEISH and Dominic Wheatley. Chris REID and Morgan Murray on row 3 from Mark Geraghty and Michael Weddle. Mike Courts and Hannah Chapman complete row 5. Row 6, Callum King and Adam Kindness. Ross McColm and Simon Holders next from Craig Blake and John Duncan. Charlie Martin and Andrew Bell on row 9. Chris Blackhall with Taylor Shand on row 10. Craig Dillon, Johnny Dreelan, Dylan O'Donnell and Ross Wilkinson due to complete the grid. Although Dylan O'Donnell a non-starter, we're being told, as the 5-second board goes out and lighting sequence underway. So Reid and Munro about to renew. Battle lights out, away we go. Morgan Murray pretty quick off the line in 6th place. I've done my maths. I don't reckon that Robbie DALGLEISH is up into 2nd in the standings. But I'll come to that in a minute. Ian Munro looking around the outside line, but Kyle Reid wants the lead, and he's got it as they go down into McIntyre's. Very good start by Dominic Wheatley, who's up into 3rd from 4th place. Then Robbie DALGLEISH, who drops a place. Chris REID looking hungry round the outside line there of Mark Geraghty. Morgan Murray to his inside. Lots of side-by-side action there. Adam Kindness, gets into 52. Simon Holderness, who keeps it all on track. And you saw the 21 car of Ross Wilkinson trying to work his way through the field. Already made some progress, has Ross. Now, are conditions worse than they were in race number 1? Filthy wet day. We haven't had too many of those, to be fair, this year, as we look at Robbie DALGLEISH exploring the outside line, and forcefully going up the inside was Dominic Wheatley, who gets into 2nd. But how long is Dominic going to hang on to 2nd? Ian Munro being bundled down now into 4th place. We'll have to see from the outfield camera as we go up and over the hill. Where is Munro? In fact, he might even be in 5th place because Chris REID is coming through. Kyle Reid, though, the leader. Dominic Wheatley 2nd, coming under pressure from Robbie DALGLEISH. And then Chris REID now up into 4th. I'm sure Reid was about 6th at the start. Mark Geraghty's there. Morgan Murray in the mix as well. But Kyle Reid is out front in this one. Let's focus on Chris REID. Statistically, he took fastest lap. He's done that before. He's never won, as we watch Adam Kindness going through. Charlie Martin following Adam through, and we're on board with Hannah Chapman, a hard-earned 10th position in race number 1. Immediately behind, we've got the 2 race winners here from the reverse direction meeting. Mike Courts, who won race 3, Hannah Chapman, who had a double in race 1 and 2, as we mentioned in race number 1. Now Kyle Reid, not at the moment, getting away. Ian Munro has a look up the inside of Chris Reid. Mark Geraghty in behind. Championship points-wise, Geraghty in race number 1 scored 9 points. Morgan Murray scored 10, so Murray's lead over Geraghty extended by a point. Robbie Dalgleish scored 16, which was 7 points more than Mark Geraghty, but Geraghty was 9 points ahead of him. So by my maths, Geraghty's still in second position in the championship. We've got 2 more races to go. Join us after the break for more. A warm and wet welcome back to Knockhill Circuit. Look at the filth that's on Robbie Dalgleish's windscreen. He's looking immediately ahead, Robbie Dalgleish, in the red 91 to car number 4, which is Dominic Wheatley, one of the front runners in the championship. And I gave you a little précis of the championship standings just before the break, but you'll see now that up into second is Chris Reid. So it's the Reids in front. Kyle from Chris. Kyle looking for another win, and Chris Reid immediately behind him, but Chris Reid again has the fastest lap. So he really has got some pace in this one. Third place is Dominic Wheatley, and Wheatley coming under pressure from Robbie Dalgleish. Ian Munro back in 5th, certainly not giving up, starting on the front row. Still there in 5th position from Mark Geraghty, on board with Hannah Chapman, looking at the back end of Michael Weddle's car. Michael, of course, race winner of round 14 in July, and certainly going to be tipped as a future star. Maybe we'll be dicing for the championship with Hannah Chapman next year. We keep our fingers crossed that all of our drivers, as many as possible, come back. Weddle's back end getting a little bit loose, and Hannah Chapman here might pick up more momentum on the run through Hislop's and down into the hairpin. She's trying to draw level on the outside line. Weddle's got the car positioned on the inside, which might give him the advantage, but Hannah's certainly having a very good go. As you can see, Morgan Murray immediately in front. Has Hannah got the position? Well, again, we won't know until they come up the hill. There is Kyle Reid still there. Chris Reid in second place. We'll have to wait for Hannah Chapman to come through. Yes, she did. Great move by Hannah Chapman on the outside line. A little bit of momentum loss for the car that she passed, but Hannah doing a super job to pass Michael Weddle. Michael, one of this year's newcomer, very impressive newcomer crop. And he'll try and close back down. We've got a pretty tight battle going on immediately behind as well, with Michael Courts busy chasing the 45 car of Callum King. Callum running as a guest driver for this race. Going through shot now in the 44 is Ross McColm, sideways for Chris Blackhall in 77. So it's all action right the way down the field, and Mike Courts there, as you can see, up ahead of John Duncan, himself normally a front runner, and Morgan Murray finds himself now down behind the 22 car of Michael Weddle. So Monks Murray here potentially on to lose a hat load of points. So Murray needs to be careful he doesn't drop out of the points. This is exactly what Joe said to him at the start of the meeting. It's going to close things up, because at the moment he is dropping away, as we've got a 4-car dice going on for the lead, and Ian Munro wanting to come in and join them, but out front it is still Kyle Reid who's looking for another win. Chris Reid coming under pressure here from Dominic Wheatley, who flies through the chicane, drifts out wide, keeps the momentum going, and doesn't lose that much by that move, but he's still in touch with the 2 Reids. Then we've got the 91 car of Robbie Dalgleish right in the mix as well. Ian Munro trying to close them down. Mark Geraghty back in 6th place. Hannah Chapman is in 7th. Look down the inside now for Dominic Wheatley. The Reids are still very much hard at it, with Kyle Reid out front leading Chris, who's still got the fastest lap of the race as they go up the hill once again. Dominic Wheatley in 4th place, a driver we're used to seeing on the podium, but still hasn't had that first win. You can see the pit crews cheering everybody on as they come through the spray and down the hill once again. So it's the battle of the Reids at the moment. Kyle Reid still there, Chris Reid chasing him hard. Here's the view back from 4th position. Robbie Dalgleish all over the back here of Dominic Wheatley. Wheatley could probably do without the pressure. He'd want to get stuck into the Reids in front of him, but he's not getting the opportunity at the moment. And this is a terrific opportunity here for Robbie Dalgleish to bag a few points, because I can tell you that although he's still going, the championship leader Morgan Murray dropping away. There is John Duncan. John himself in the top 10 of the championship, 9th place. This is so fiercely fought this year. Through shot goes 44, Ross McCullum back with the leaders, and Chris Reid taking a wide line here. This could be about momentum up the hill for Chris Reid. Let's see what he can do. Follows Kyle line for line. The 91 car, Robbie DALGLEISH, having a look as well. Ian Monroe still in fifth. The last lap board's going out. We've got the black and white flag being shown, so I'm not sure if that's going to impact on anything, possibly track limits, I don't know. We'll wait for confirmation from race control. But on the last lap, this is the point that Kyle Reid, of course, took the lead in race number 1, and it's Chris Reid right behind him, and he's having a look down the inside. Chris Reid sees a gap, he's got his nose in front. Kyle Reid's going to try and fight back. Side by side they are, and Chris Reid has got through. Is he going to bag his first win? Kyle Reid left a gap there. Little bit squirrely there from Dominic Wheatley in third place. He's trying to get back on terms. Kyle looks on the inside line of Chris. We've got a retiree off the circuit there at Clark. Too late to get a safety car now for that one. But it's Chris Reid who's in front looking for his first win. Chris's stats, 3 podia, 3 fastest laps so far in his career. Oh, and Kyle Reid has a little nudge there on Dominic Wheatley. Goodness me, this is all allowing Chris Reid out front. He's going to take his first win. There's a little bit of argy-bargy between Kyle Reid and Dominic Wheatley, who loses out. There's the checker. Chris Reid takes the win from Kyle Reid. Robbie DALGLEISH, Ian Monroe snuck through into 4th place. Dominic Wheatley was 5th after being popped off the track. Mark Gerraghty next from Hannah Chapman and Mike Courts. Michael Weddle next from John Duncan. Then it was Ross Wilkinson, Ross McCullum, Craig Dillon, Simon Holness, Johnny Dreelan comes through to get a point. Great drive from him. Craig Blake next to Moggs Murray, Charlie Martin, Taylor Shand and Andrew Bell. Chris Blackhall and Adam Kindness completing the finishers.
The big number 8. Chris Reid, race winner. Who'd have thought it? Hey, we were out for a quiet drink on Friday night, and we were talking between us saying, you need to win. When are you going to win? It's been 7 years and nothing. And then what do? You go and win a few days later.
I think we should go out every Friday.
It was good. Your brother just said he gave it to you, but he didn't give it to you. You barged past.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I gave him plenty of room, but I mean, I had the pace. A couple of times Kyle was struggling a wee bit. There was only so much I could stay behind him. There was a move there, and I made it. Gave him as much room as I could, but got the win, so I'm chuffed.
I felt bad for you because it's a funny situation. You've got your brother in the lead and you don't want to ruin his race or push him wide, but you were getting attacked because Kyle was starting to defend, slowing you up, and you were getting attacked, and your second place became in danger.
Yeah, I was looking at my mirrors and I could see them battle away and getting closer and closer. But obviously I wanted to work with my brothers. I didn't really want to take my brother out, and you know what, like, it's really slide out there. But no, it worked. Both of us on the podium, so no, I'm chuffed.
Were you chuffed coming across the line? I
was delighted. I mean, it's been we want to get this for a long, long time.
Yeah. And you've deserved it a lot of times as well. But your brother, again, you have on occasion played second fiddle to Kyle in the past.
I don't know. Kyle's always had the pace on me. I mean, we only a couple of races ago found out there have been problems with my suspension that I didn't know about. I put a new suspension on, and it just seems to be coming. Just need to work on my qualifying. It's just always a chasing game, but here. Just keep going forward.
What else is funny is you've always got a massive support team here. Your mum, your dad, your missus, your daughter, everybody here. And today, nobody here.
Nobody here. Everybody's away on holiday. And everybody misses it. But yeah, I'm sure they'll get the next one. And there will be a next one.
Well done.
Perfect. Cheers.
Kyle, hand in the win to your brother. Not quite. Did he push past you?
No, to be honest, during the race I was out in front and I think it was Dom behind me. See my brother coming through the traffic. I kind of backed him up a little bit, got my brother through, and then we were going together. And he was pushing me around. I was struggling a bit, probably driving in my mirrors, to be honest. Thinking to myself, right, just keep your head down. But I was coming into Duffus and I was braking off the throttle, off the brake. Should have been going on the throttle way earlier, and I wasn't. I don't know why. Maybe just looking in my mirrors too much. But Chris just drove a brilliant race. He just shoved me around for 4 or 5 laps. And then that last lap there, he came down Duffus and just carried so much more speed. Moved over and I just let him go. He got his first win. I'm chuffed a bit for him. He's done well. He's been racing a long time now, so to get that win is good.
Well done.
Thank you.
Okay, go.
Dom, dramatic race, another wet one there, a little bit more like what we expect from a mini race there, shoving, barging, people changing the lead, all the rest of it. Didn't work out ideally for you.
Yeah, no, it was a good race. It's up to now. It's considering the visibility and the tough conditions, everybody's been racing fairly nicely up at the front, and a bit of rubbing at the end with Kyle, but you know, it's racing. Got put out into the gravel and dropped to 5th, but hopefully showed the pace. Everybody was right on it at the top, so hopefully come this reverse grid, it should be some good racing out there.
Where does the reverse grid put you?
Should be 4th. So
again, another good chance.
Yeah, so it's about where I've started all day, so hopefully I should be used to it and I should be able to be on for a podium, like I said last time. But I'll try harder that time.
Well done.
4th place it is for Dominic Wheatley. Mike Courts and Hannah Chapman on the front row. Mark Geraghty with Dominic, then Ian Munro and Robbie DALGLEISH. The Reeds, Kyle and Chris on row 4. Michael Weddle and John Duncan completing row 5. 6th row, the 2 Rosses, Wilkinson and McColl. Craig Dillon and Simon Holderness ahead of Johnny Dreelan and Craig Blake. Morgan Murray and Charlie Martin next, Taylor Shand and Andrew Bell. Chris Blackhall, Adam Kindness, Callum King and Dylan O'Donnell completing the grid. Well, Dylan O'Donnell again, sadly, is a non-starter. So Mike Courts in blue, Hannah Chapman to his outside. The 2 race winners from our last meeting go head-to-head in this one. Lights go out. Mike Courts gets away well. Hannah Chapman not too far behind either. Here's the view from Mark Geraghty, wants to squeeze up into the lead. Geraghty, is he on the grass? It looks like he might be, but he wanted to get past. It's a very quick start from Mark Geraghty, who takes the lead. Mike Courts in 2nd. Hannah Chapman is down into 3rd place. Geraghty here 2nd. 3rd in the championship now, because Robbie DALGLEISH has taken 2nd place in the championship. That's the red car running in 5th position. So that paints the championship order, and keep your eyes open for the white car with the salt tire on top, which is Morgan Murray, who did pick up 1 point. I think I said incorrectly he was out of the points. I neglected to consider the guest drivers who don't score points, but Morgan Murray was the 15th registered driver in the race, and that means that he picked up 1 point, and that could be valuable come the end of play on the 8th of October. But Mark Geraghty looking to get back into 2nd place in the championship, with Mike Courts immediately behind, Hannah Chapman defending from Ian Munro, Robbie DALGLEISH being attacked on the outside line there by Kyle Reid. Chris Reid, of course, starting from 8th, has got an awful lot of work to do in this partially reverse grid race. Remember, this is like the British Touring Car Championship. Less damage, of course, and driving standards much better, but we do reverse the grid, partially reverse the grid for the last race, and it's great racing. So Hannah Chapman immediately in front, scoring well now after 2 wins, 4th position last time at our last meeting, running on the reverse direction. Oh, and Mike Courts goes off and comes back on. Hannah Chapman there as well. It's a sandwich with Ian Munro being forced off. Munro's on the grass, he's on the gravel, he's going to rejoin. So Munro coming back. Oh, bang, that's Johnny Dreelan who smacks into him. Johnny was the first of the cars to go in. I think Charlie Martin gave him a glance as well. Let's have a look at the onboard. You can see there was an inadvertent sandwich. Ian gets bounced off. Look how disruptive the ground is there. Wait for the bang. Oh. That was Johnny Dreelan, a very unfortunate accident. So Dreelan is out, Ian Munro is out as well. Ian Munro was up into 4th place in the championship. He was edging towards 3rd place. And of course, 3rd place at the end of the year means a trophy, but that probably isn't going to happen now. Look down the inside from John Duncan, Chris Reid on the outside, Mike Courts still going in 75 in 5th place. Kyle Reid up ahead of him. Surely we're going to have a safety car now. It looks like some of the drivers may be checking up. Craig Dillon in the 16. Craig, one of the guest drivers in this race as well. So down the hill they come. Mike Courts still there ahead of Chris Reid, who's bagged that first win. Nobody can take that away from him now as we look at John Duncan in the 24, looking on the outside line. Duncan putting pressure on, but we are getting a safety car once again here at Knockhill Circuit to clear up the damage, and we'll be back after the break. Welcome back to Knockhill Circuit. We are under safety car once again here today. It's Mark Geraghty who is out front. We lost Johnny Dreelan and Ian Munro. There was a little bit of a sandwich going on the way into that corner, and Ian got forced off wide and then got hit by Johnny Dreelan. a very unfortunate end to the day for Ian Munro. Was up to 4th in the championship. Morgan Murray leading at the moment the championship from Robbie DALGLEISH, Mark Geraghty, Ian Munro, Dominic Wheatley now in 5th, Hannah Chapman in 6th. And that's by my maths, by the way, so you can tweet me if I'm incorrect after race 2, but we'll have a look at the standings at the end of the day for you, as Mark Geraghty looking to get back into 2nd position in the championship. This incidentally round 20 of this year's. Very tight between Geraghty and Dalgleish, only 4 points between the pair of them, so if Geraghty wins this one he'll take 5 points even if Dalgleish is in 2nd position. So Geraghty here at the moment poised to take 2nd position back in the championship. Taylor Shand, lady racer there, reigning champion in the ladies as well. Taylor, as off goes the 55 car, Adam Kindness. Might remember Adam racing in the Scottish Saloon and Sports Car Championship. Still super grids in this, as we mentioned in race number 1. There is Simon Holden, it's the Wakefield racer who missed a couple of meetings early on in the season. Mike Court still racing hard there with Chris Reid, John Duncan in the mix behind, and Mark Geraghty still out front. What was I saying about Robbie Dalgleish? He's in 3rd and he's going to try and get back through into that 2nd position, but he needs to get ahead here of Mark Geraghty, where Geraghty is, in order to maintain 2nd position in the championship. At the moment it's Hannah Chapman who holds 2nd position in the race. Hannah's going to be delighted if she can take another podium, but she'll want to try and hunt down the race leader and grab another win to add to her very impressive race statistics. 3 career wins, 10 podia, 3 fastest lap, 2 pole positions, as more cars are errant and off, and that's Mike Courts in 75 with Kyle Reid, who goes past Chris Reid. Taylor Shand is sideways across the track. This could be nasty. Off goes Andrew Bell, off as well. Joining Adam Kindness is Chris Blackhall, and you can see the 34 car of Charlie Martin off as well. Very difficult conditions there. Mike Court side by side at the moment with John Duncan. How's this one going to pan out? Still Mark Geraghty out front. Are we going to see another safety car? I wonder if we will. Battle up the hill. In fact, the race being red flagged. So the race being stopped. Mark Geraghty out front. That's the reason why the outside of the circuit peppered with broken down cars. And it means that we've got a checker as well. Mark Geraghty taking the win, and with it, 2nd place back in the championship. Hannah Chapman is 2nd in the race. Robbie Dalgleish was 3rd from Kyle Reid and Mike Courts. Chris Reid in 6th from John Duncan, Ross Wilkinson, Craig Dillon, Taylor Shand finishing in 10th. John Duncan got fastest lap. So congratulations to John as the cars make their way around, in fact, to Parc Ferme. It's been a difficult weekend for one and all, but it's red flag and checker here on round 20 of the championship. So Robbie Dalgleish in 3rd position, Hannah Chapman taking her trophy for 2nd place and ladies winner, and it's Mark Geraghty who goes back into 2nd position in the championship, now just 12 points behind Morgan Murray as we move to the finale on the 8th of October.
Robbie, that was a successful weekend. You didn't get any wins, which is obviously what you were looking for, but points-wise, you're going to go home tonight and think, hey, this is still on.
Hey, yeah, definitely going home now. Right in contention. I'm not too sure of the maths, but it can't be much, you know.
I don't know if you're still 2nd, though. It's got to be tight, but I think the top 3, I reckon there's around about 10 points between all of you.
Yeah, I think Mark's probably went a point in front of me or something now, but yeah, I know we both closed the gap on Morgan, so it's all to play for the next.
It's going to be exciting in October, isn't it? What do you want, wet or dry?
I'll go wet.
I would agree with that.
I mean, it's obviously a lot harder. You can throw it off quite easily, but I need to take the risks. I'll definitely go wet.
Well done.
Thanks.
Hannah, a steady improvement all weekend. Steady, and it worked because you almost won that one. 2nd place overall.
Yeah, I'm really happy with 2nd considering how today started off. So, yeah, it was just a bit of a hectic race, that one. So.
Were you as shocked as I was with Mark's start?
Yeah, I got off to an awful start, equally as awful as Michael. So we were both rubbish. And Mark, I just seen his car flying up the inside. So And once he was gone, he was just I was kind of thankful for the safety car to have a second chance of catching Mark again, but as soon as he restarted, he was off. So fair play to Mark, he was pretty quick. But I'm just glad that because my sponsors again are here, Ram and Nexus, they're watching. So to be on the overall podium for them is just really, really good. Really happy.
Well done.
Thank you.
Mark, well done. First of all, mega start. I don't know if it was a mega start or theirs was really bad, but either way, great move.
I think they had maybe a wee bit of wheel spin. Just hooked up great, got a run the inside, and I thought I was going to get a bit of lean on, but I got my nose right in there. Got a great run into Duffus.
Until then, it was kind of quiet, but it wasn't a bad weekend because you were chipping away, you were beating Morgan, you were closing that gap to the lead. But that one there, Morgan had a disaster. Obviously, I don't think he scored any points. You've scored maximum points. It's game on now.
Well, Robbie done well. He's 3 third places there, and I just chipped away, like you say, 7, 6, trying to stay out of trouble. Like I said to Duncan there, the last year was winning consistently with ALM with Paul Bell. Obviously I'm with ALM as well, cars hooked up, but it's all about scoring points. If you get in trouble, you're not going to score. So to go into the final round with 2 championships to play for, I would never have dreamed that at the beginning of the season. So hopefully we can keep it clean between all the racers and see who comes out on top.
What do you think weather-wise for the final round? Wet to dry? I said to Robbie, what do you want? He said wet. For you, I'm going to say wet.
Take it as it comes. I'm quite confident after they're pulling out gap, the safety car and obviously the red flag. But I'm quite confident in both weather. I think if it's an in-between, I'm quite happy as well. But no, just a great result. I was a bit worried coming again in this weekend, like the reverse one. But no, it's been great. But I'd like to obviously thank sponsors once again. Without especially BSS this year, they've picked up a huge part of my running cost. So without that, I wouldn't be here, and obviously all the rest. But no, going into this final round, hopefully around at 10 points, I think you said. So.
What, excited?
Yeah, well, you know, it can all go wrong at the final round. So not taking anything for granted, but yeah, trying to stay out of trouble and bring it home.
And with that, it brings the racing to a close. Well done to Mark on the final win of the day there, and we're set up perfectly for a nail-biter of a final round next time. So make sure you don't miss it.